Morning, guys. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training. Getting up early in the morning when the rain is done, but now it's going to be cold and windy up here for the rest of the week. In the next week, and no telling when it's going to start warming up and winter's going to be gone. But with our weather pattern up here, we only have two seasons: cold and hot. So this year is going to really flip it. We're not going to have much of a spring at all. It's going to be hot before we know it. It's just the way Mother Nature's being a fickle bitch right now. So it is what it is. But so I thought I'd have a little yak session as I head into town. And usually, as you guys know, I usually talk about things that I'm dealing with in my profession as a dog trainer at any given time, right? So I just picked up a little 5-month-old Malinois, very high-bred, high-energy outflow dog, very well-bred. He's got devil in him. He's the devil, Hanspeg devil, if anybody knows that bloodline. He's got a BRN number, the whole 9 yards. And the gentleman that's got him knows what he's getting into. I usually kind of take my time, start getting into the dog, and I start realizing right away this is more dog than most people are going to know how to deal with, right? And that's where this dog's at. He's all that and then some. He is over the top with his drives, with his inclinations. This is a dog that's a challenge even for me. It's the type of dog that I enjoy, right? But right away, because I'm doing my service for the customer, my reservations come in and I start really worrying about the person being outmatched, overmatched, because most of the time, even the dogs that are pet quality Malinois are too much dog for most people, okay? That most people should not have a Malinois and a Dutch Shepherd and or any of these dogs they see in the movies, because they're a dog that's been bred for a purpose. He's bred to work. He's bred to have energy that goes towards nose work, towards bite work, towards police. And that's what we're getting when we start importing these KNPV quality dogs over here, okay? And people don't understand that. They see these movies online and they think, oh, cool, and they see the videos online with a dog hanging off of a friggin' sleeve or hanging on a rope or jumping and climbing the wall and doing all this stuff that these people do with their dogs that looks great on film. But now you take that towards your lifestyle and you start realizing that when you live a lifestyle that you go to work every day, you come home every day, this dog is going to be more dog than you can handle. His energy levels are over the top, okay? And so the first thing I did in the last couple of videos I'm sending to the customer is I'm talking about this, saying, I'm worried about you. This dog is going to be too much dog for you and you're going to be outmatched. This customer, this individual came back and he's been talking to me back and forth. And he knows me pretty well by now, because most of you don't realize what I give you online is purity, meaning I don't lie, I don't cut no bullshit. And the kids hate me because of that, because I'm not out here lying to my customer. I tell people exactly what it's all about, and I'm very honest. I'm very to the point, right? It's important, because the only one that suffers is the dog in the end. If you end up getting swayed by what you see on film and what, dogs have been ruined in America for many years because of what our industry does with movies and with visuals, and Lassie was one of those movies. Rin Tin Tin, the shepherd got really screwed over bad because everybody and their brother wanted to go out and buy a shepherd when they saw Rin Tin Tin, right? The same thing is happening with the Wick movies and with these movies with the Malinois right now, that everybody and their brother wants to get one. They think they know what they're getting into. They have no clue. Right? So this customer has assured me, with a little bit of background and history, that he was raised around high drive dogs, terriers, things like that around his grandparents, that he knows what he's getting into, and he bought this dog with a purpose in mind, and he's willing to put the work in to get off the couch and to deal with this. All right, so I've gone to the point where I pushed on him as all I can, and he's come back and he's echoed what I'm trying to tell him and reassured me that he knows what he's getting into and this is what he wants. All right, fine. So at that point, I pushed all I can. Now it's time to keep my mouth shut and do my job. So I'm going to put my energy into this dog. And you might have seen Simba. I took him out to test him for bite work. And he ended up on Instagram on one of the guys that I hang around right now that's got a really good decoy. that's putting out his videos, and he's putting out my dog's working, which is fine. So Simba fired up on the first day, and I wanted to go find out where's this dog's head at in bite work. Well, without any work at all, this dog is just there. It's all genetic stamp. It's easy, you know. When we have dogs like this, it's not hard to get a dog to do the work. What's hard is to develop the dog properly. Make sure he's got a proper bite. Make sure that, and so right now, like I told this guy right now, this dog does not need any bite work. It's in his genetic makeup. We go to fire him back up in bite work, he's going to go in a hot second. There's not going to be a problem with that. What we need right now is the socialization, the control, teaching him to go in and be friendly with people, finding out where his head's at, and make sure we keep the dog balanced, because his energy levels and his drive states are such that it's not going to be hard at all to get this dog to go bite work. Right. He's going to be with me for about a month, so I'm going to concentrate on just doing that. He's in the back of the truck right now. We're going to the park because he has no agility, no confidence building and jumping on things and being confident within himself. Normally I have a agility course at my house. Well, I don't have one right now, so I've got to use the park, which I've been using forever. If you haven't seen that video, go find it. I've got one with Buddy cutting up a park. In other words, communicating to you how you can cut up a park to use as an agility course and exercise for yourself too, running from one station to the next and doing that and using a park to cut up and turn it into an agility course, because parks have tables, they have walls, they have things you can climb on, they have plenty of space to throw a ball and get the dog into chasing after it and to build the dog using the park. And I did that for years as a kid, you know, using environment. Environment is your friend if you understand how to use it in such a way that you use it to build the dog. Environment in many different ways: agility, parks, environment as far as going out and working the dog in dog-friendly areas that you have a lot of people in, you know, people, places, things. And I've gone over a lot of that with my videos. And now most of the industry is kind of copying me. I've been doing it for 30 years, and now I see all kinds of videos from Home Depot, and they're doing the same thing I've done for years, which is great. You know, I don't begrudge it, you know, but I know where it came from. I know I've been doing it for a lot of years, and I've been showing it on video, and sure enough, here they go, you know, which is great. We copy, we steal, we do all that. And that being the case, it's no harm, no foul when that happens, you know. Because that's what I do. I do the same thing. If I see something good, I'm going to steal it. You know what I mean? And that's the way it is, you know. I saw a really cool puppy little playground, puppy little area for puppies on one of the trainers' areas, and I love it. It's really inexpensive to put together, and they got some tarps in between two fences, and they've thrown a bunch of balls in there. They've got a wading pool. They got everything that you would want to use for developing puppies with that sort of thing, right? So I said, hey, that looks cool. We need to put something like that together. Hey, I'll steal it. Hell yeah, you know. So building an agility course like I had at the ex-girlfriend's place takes money. That would cost a lot of money. I had to get a contractor up there to build it and put it together, and it cost me some money to do that, right? So there's ways of getting around things that you can build things or put things together within areas. It's not too hard if you know what you're doing and you kind of have some creativity, right? So all right, so I'll let you guys go. So you'll be seeing some videos of Simba. I'm going to the park right now to work him. And I'll be going out to public a lot of public saturation, environmental, a lot of agility work to build confidence, and that's where this dog will be. And then doing my luring and teaching him some behaviors and no, good, and yes, learning to learn, right? Just the first foundation, that first building block that you put on a young puppy. Now this is a 5-month-old dog. I would be doing this with my puppies starting from 8 weeks of age, okay? There's where this guy missed it, and he got into wanting to let the dog jump into ropes and grab onto things and be a maniac, and he's got what he's been playing with, you know? He's created a monster, and it's not all bad if you know that the guy understands what he's got himself into. It's a little bit of work on my part. Now I've got to work a lot to try to get this guy's head in the right place, using luring and some other things to get the dog understanding, learning how to learn, right? Once he gets that first fundamental baseboard, now we can build on that. And you hear me talking about that a lot. Build that house, right? It takes work, it takes time, and it's a very It takes me about 2.5 years to build a finished product, right? Something that I consider is ready to go to whoever I sell them to, and now it can go and be customized for whatever that environment may be needed by the customer, right? So there's a lot of criteria that goes into that. And remember, I don't do sport. My criteria is very high in regards to being social and being good with public and all that stuff, but I build the dog to be a little bit more real, and I don't care about scenarios that are based on whatever the sport dictates. You know, having a bunch of guys out there shaking a bunch of cans and putting the dog through pressure is not something that I'm going to do all that much. I'll do a little bit of it to make sure that the dog is able to take pressure, but other than that, I'm not going to go crazy on it, right? Like they do in PSA. That all the way up to that third level in PSA is so overkill, it's not even funny. You know, nothing like that's ever going to happen to you in real life, okay? Having a dog be able to do it to the level that they're doing in PSA is definitely sport, and it's not something that I get into. And I get into real life. My criteria is the real world, right? All right, I'll let you guys go. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, yakking to the screen as always. You have a good day now, guys.